were starting to make the rounds. People were hearing about the stuff we were doing, the stuff we were seeing and hearing. So they wanted to go with us. We had heard some legends about this one cemetery that some crazy stuff happened at. One of the legends was, I don't even remember where I heard this, but one of the legends was this person and their friend were on the road that leads to it, and they were walking away from it, I believe, and they heard somebody coming, so they run off in the woods. And when whatever was coming got near, they hid down, kind of ducked in the bushes, and they were watching. And what it was an old school carriage style funeral. And everybody just looked old, like antique people. And this funeral went by, and when it got by, it just disappeared. And there's another legend that when you go in there, you go down this road, and you get to the cemetery, you turn around and you point your car back toward the road for the exit. And when you get back into your car, there's a blue light that's down the road, and it'll start getting closer, and then it shoots towards you and disappears. Well, I can say, been out there many times, and I've never seen either one of those, but I have seen some stuff out there. And when we wanted to take people that had never been with us, it was usually a cemetery, because it's wide open and there's plenty of air. The way to get out, you're not trapped in a building. There's just less of a chance something crazy can go down. So we go to cemeteries. Well, by this point, we had learned about energies and how it all works, and with the method that we use to investigate is all natural. We don't use equipment, and by this point we had realized that we shouldn't even be using flashlights. So when we went out, no equipment, no flashlights, just us and our natural abilities. And so in turn, we never really wanted to take more than 2 to 3 people, because groups of people had an energy that would also suppress some of the energy that's coming from whatever's there. So if we had more people that wanted to go, we would break into small groups, and we would go to different areas, and never more than 2 or 3 people at a time per group. So we went to this cemetery, and we're just checking it out, and we'd experienced a couple of small things there before, and we're walking around and realized that there's not really an energy there. There's nothing really going on. We're in our small groups, moving around. We're just kind of talking about stuff. And Jimmy was walking with my wife at the time, and they were walking the perimeter of the cemetery, and they were walking this, it's like a strange corner of the cemetery where there's no graves. It's just like an open, small, like the size of a yard, small little field that's still fenced in. And there was like a small flash of light off in the woods. And we didn't know if maybe it was a reflection from the moon, just moving through, something happened. We didn't really know. So we kept looking around, just getting a feel for the place. And we started hearing some movement outside the cemetery in the woods. And I stopped and was listening. And Jimmy was way on the other end. And he come back. He come around and he said, "Hey, you remember you told me you did not know how to describe that grunt that you heard?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Now I understand why. Because we just heard it over there." And he said, "Dude, there's nothing on this earth that could make that noise. I now understand why you couldn't tell me exactly how it sounds." So we knew that these things were still following. It had been a while since we had experienced anything with the sounds or seeing them, anything like that. And this reinforced that they haven't left us alone yet.